fraternidade. O povo é quem mais ordena dentro de ti, ó cidade.
Dentro de ti, ó cidade.
O povo é quem mais ordena. Well, I'm José Reis Santos, and today we just decided to have a little flash mob in support, in solidarity to the big protest that will be going on today in Portugal and in some other countries and cities where Portuguese communities are being organized. This is a screw Troika protest, in the sense that we're trying to put up, well, I don't know, like to symbolize a little bit, you know, like through our voices, through our protest, through our indignation, the general feeling of Portuguese people towards the last 2 years of extreme authoritarian measures that we've been living in Portugal. People sometimes, I don't think that they realize this, but in the last 2 years, under this Troika, which combines the IMF, the Barroso Commission, and the Portuguese right-wing liberal conservative government, they have increased taxes on your salary. So people have lost 20–30% of their direct income. So this is literally the government coming into your pockets to try to fantasize about these deficits and this kind of extreme fascist idea how, you know, like a country's economy should be ruled. Of course, all these goals are never achieved because our deficit is always higher than it's supposed. We're always trying to find out what the markets can say or not say about us, and under that justification, the people are suffering. So, first and second.
Grândola Vila Morena,
terra da fraternidade, o povo é quem mais ordena dentro de ti, ó cidade.
Dentro de ti, ó cidade.
O povo é quem mais ordena, terra da fraternidade, Grândola Vila Morena.
Em cada esquina um amigo,
em cada rosto igualdade, Grândola Vila Morena. And this is why in Portugal today, I hope hundreds of thousands, if not millions, will come to the streets to say it's enough, we want our country back. So as a Portuguese living in Budapest, we decided to have a little flash mob with cultural references, which for us it's also very important in our, if you like, protest tradition, to try to associate culture and not violence, for instance, as you can see in other cases, especially in Central and Eastern Europe, where everything is almost this battleground, physical battleground. For us, I think that the battleground we should be fighting on, it's on the idea level. Is to raise awareness for the population, is to empower our civil society, and through that demand more from our politicians and from our political system, and also by organizing ourselves, intervene more positively and with more consequences for the political system in itself. And hence today, gathering here also in the symbolical square in Budapest, also from a composer and a cultural and a pianist in a sense, Liz Ferenstedt, singing a song from one of our main interventionists and popular songwriters, Zeca Afonso, hopefully with a good Portuguese version. I'm not really vouching for the Hungarian one, so I hope I didn't murder the language of Liz. And now in Hungarian. But it's again the same logic. She sings the first, and then we all enter.
Sorry if I destroy your language.
I mean, try and sing.
No. This is the one.
Okay.
Because some of them got, I don't know why.
Grândola na przebywaru.
A nie patrz a Benet lakowaros,
A Benet lakowaros,
nie patrz aki vezet, te się wyjdzie w ogień. napsuto te varo.
We tried.
I am against the Barroso Commission. I'm not against the idea of the European Union. As in the same way, I'm not against institutions per se. I think most of the institutional design that we see today in contemporary democracies actually facilitate, if you like, or allow for the positive and engaged participation of civil society. And so in that sense, I'm not against the European Commission per se. I'm against a European Commission which is right-wing, ultra-liberal, and who takes orders from markets. It doesn't take orders from the people. We're going to have in next year European elections that hopefully could enforce a progressive government in Europe. And I do think that it is possible through progressive government to change life of people. We've done this in Portugal, we've done this in Spain, we've done this in so many countries that we saw in Europe. The problem is that the dominated paradigm now, both in Europe and in most of the national countries, are right-wing conservative governments. And they don't take, if you like, in first care of people. They take care of their own business, they take care of the CEOs and the big companies and big business and multinationals. And this is today the key holders of our institutional design. But it could not be the case. Again, in Portugal, for instance, we have for the local elections the possibility for citizens to organize and run for elections. And they are winning these elections. And we see this in big cities and in small cities. So again, the institutional design per se, it's, I think, sufficiently well designed. Of course, it could be fine-tuned here or there for people to have, you know, like more power and to again, to quote Zeca, to take control of their cities. You know, the problem again is that today in Europe, this is not the case. So I think that part of what we're trying to do in Portugal and in other examples as well, is again to not only to rise the level of awareness, to tell people that it's not enough to put your ballot vote, you know, like to cast your vote every 4 years, but not only to have, if you like, a more permanent and daily, you know, like a civic intervention, but also to take a step forward and organize yourself and to go and fight, and you're going to win little city halls and you're going to win, you know, like little elections. So through that you can also enforce change. Kukába, Trojkával! Okay. So let's gather.